Shalom. I'd like to give all honor, glory, and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Give honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who taught me his truth and real well, and citations to the hopeful elect throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom, Labakarim, Wabarakim, Shayasharala. That's peace and blessings to the nation of Israel. In the Lord Kodash, the holy tongue. In this lesson, I'm getting to how we have a job to do. All right, in these last days, as we approach Jacob's trouble, we got a job to do. All right, and that job is to preach this word, and to preach this truth. All right, that's our job. I'm gonna get into that right now. John 6:38. It's lucky. All right, John 6:38. For I came down from heaven not to do mine own will, but the will of him that sent me. So even Yahushua, man, even Yahushua knew. Even Yahushua knew what was up, man. All right. Even Yahushua knew that he wasn't here to do his own will. All right. He was here to do his Father's will, which we should be in the same spirit in these last days. All right. As Jacob's trouble, starts knocking at the doors. More realistically, as martial law starts knocking at the doors, because really, we're already in Jacob's trouble. Because why, you might ask? Well, certain martial law is taking place right now, because certain laws of the Constitution have been suspended, such as the military not allowed to be on U.S. soil. That was once a law. It is a law, a constitutional law. But what do you see? You see the National Guard, all over the country. So that's just proven that really the government's already been suspending the constitutional laws. But really, a more intensified version is coming, man. I mean, these are all the beginning of sorrows. I'm gonna get that. Because really, we haven't really got to the part yet when people really start getting fucked up. Alright? Jake really haven't begun. Jake really haven't gotten fucked up yet. Neither has America. So-called America, which is Babylon the Great. Alright, it has yet to feel the wrath of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Alright? Really, we've just scratched the surface of what's really to come. Alright? Matthew 24, verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Or actually, hold on. I'm gonna start at 3. Matthew chapter 24. Salaki. Matthew chapter 24, verse 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us. These are the disciples speaking to Yahushua. Alright, tell us when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming, and the end of the world. Alright. So the disciples were asking a pretty good question to Yahushua, asking, when is, when you're gonna come back? When's the end of Esau's kingdom gonna come? Which, if you read, Aslaki. Alright, I thought there was verses below that, above that, but nah. If you start to read, more down, which we are gonna read, he's gonna tell us some of the things that are gonna come that would, tell us that we're near. Alright, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Yahushua, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. Alright? And this prophecy has came in the form of these camps, pushing false doctrines. Like Yohana, ICBK, and others. not worth mentioning, but there is people out there that push false doctrine and don't push this word, you know, and they're the ones that deceive many. But ultimately, the people that they do deceive, the people that they do deceive, if they get judged, if they get taken up, if they get killed because of them, then ultimately their blood is going to be upon the false the 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 person who told them that false doctrine. All right, but I'm just gonna read down more. All right, Matthew 24 verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Are we not hearing about that? With Iran. It's lucky. We're not hearing about that with Iran and and America, which are still bumping heads right now. China and America has been having, we're having, trade wars before this, or stock wars. I don't even know what to call them. I'm not really into all that, but China and America were kind of bumping heads before all this happened. Slovakia. So would all these things not be example of rumors of wars? All right. Matthew 24 and 6. I'm just gonna read it again. All right. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So even though we do see Iran and America bumping heads, down there in the Middle East, that don't exactly mean that the end is is coming right after that, because we still got other prophecies that must be fulfilled, before Yahweh Shai comes back, or before that shit really hits a fan. For one, they got to make a vaccine or that chip mandatory somewhat. All right, which they're right now they're just taking steps. They're just taking steps to making that chip or vaccine mandatory. All right. Verse 7. For a nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places. All right. Are we not seeing famines at a small level of famine right now? All right. Grocery stores are empty, you know, pretty soon. They're going to stop these trucks from coming in. And are we not seeing a so-called pestilence right now? Are we not seeing the coronavirus, basically hitting the world? Or that is a form of a pestilence, which at this point, the argument of it being real or not doesn't really matter, because either way, it's all of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So even if it was fake, it would be Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, causing it, or putting this, or putting the spirit upon Esau to do that. All right, because ultimately, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has a so-called white man, Esau, biblically known as the Edomites, or Esau, who Esau is the father of Edom, which if you go into, which really, they're not even white, they're red. Let me get there right now just for the heck of it. Because we call them white people, which white really symbolizes, purity, which the so-called Esau or Edomites are not pure in no way, shape, or form. See, I know. Alright, Esau or Edom, are not pure in any way, shape, or form. If you can't see that, this wasn't given to you, man. Man, I had it. Slovakia. Esau, Harry. Oh yeah, Slovakia. I probably saw it. I was just, I just didn't see it. Alright, Genesis 25 and 25. And the first came out red. Alright, I don't know if you're tripping, but that does not say white. Alright, that obviously says red, like an apple, or like a peach, like a pink, like a pinkish red. Because when you look up a picture of a so-called white newborn, you would see that it's not white at all, or it's red. Alright, alright, and the first came out red all over, like in hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. Alright, so Esau came out red, just like the so-called white newborns, white babies that we see. If you look at a picture of a Jake baby, you know, which I'm not gonna get into right now, but if you look at a picture of a Jake baby, you will see that it comes out. No, it comes out. He comes out brown, or like a brown, like a pleasant brown. But Esau just comes out like a hairy little alien, man. Like a hairy little alien. But Jake is really the pure nation here, because if you can't stand the sun, because Esau, the so-called white man, can't even stand in the sun for more than 30 minutes without getting burnt. Or which just goes to prove that they weren't meant for this earth, and they were not meant to inherit this earth. And that's how you know that this earth is given into the hands of the wicked, because this earth is in bad case right now. Alright. The climate is all messed up. People are just enraged. So, you know, if you have a if you're not blind, like these 2/3, you would easily see that according to Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? All right. So obviously, if you have the eyes to see, you would easily see that this earth is indeed given into the hands of the wicked, who is the so-called white man. All right. And I'm gonna get into the main reason why the white man is the wicked. Slakia. Because if you go throughout the world, you would see that the world is not in total peace like it would be in the kingdom. There's poverty, famine, kids dying every single day from poverty. I mean, from famine. You know, people. I mean, teenagers. Jake is shot every day. There's constantly wars in different parts of the earth. So that clearly is not peace. All right. But I'm gonna get it right now. Revelations chapter 6, verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat there. I noticed that the horse was red, which this horse symbolizes Esau, the so-called white man's power structure. And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given to him a great sword. So if you go throughout history, if you go throughout slavery, what happened to the Native Americans, what happened to the so-called Negroes, you should go throughout history, you would see a correlation or a pattern that usually the person, or usually the side that's always, hurting, or, constantly being down a nation, is a so-called white man. Which let's use slavery for an example. You already know he's a so-called white man, whipped us, you know, constantly beat us, like in the movie Kuti Kente, you know, they showed they showed how the white man beat Kuti Kente's name out of him. All right, they called him Toby, or he beat him to the point where he called himself Toby. All right, when really his name is Kuti Kente. All right, that's just an example. All right, but I'm gonna get like 3 more scriptures. And I'm gonna probably end the video. Ecclesiastes 12:13. Ecclesiastes 12 verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep his commandments, for this is a whole duty of man. So, is a duty of man to sell drugs? No. Is a duty of man to go and go and try to manifest a street life? No. Is a duty of man to be a millionaire? No. What's the duty of man? To keep the commandments. Alright? That's a whole duty of man. Nothing else. Alright? Now obviously in Esau's kingdom we're forced to, keep some of this world to make money so that we can eat. That's just a basic necessity of the human body, is to eat and drink and have shelter. Alright, that's just basic necessities which we need. So in Esau's kingdom, we need to make money for that. But that isn't our whole motivation of of life. All right, that isn't our sole need, like the 2/3, or because the 2/3 constantly need money to shop and to flex and not everything like that, which is not what we live for. All right, Saint Luke, Slovakia, Saint Luke 2:48. And when they saw him, they were amazed, and his mother said unto him, Son, why hast thou dealt Slakia? And when they saw him, they were amazed, and his mother said unto him, Son, why hast thou thus dealt with us? Behold, thy father and I have sought thee sorrowing. Slakia. I don't think this is what I wanted. Slakia, this is what I wanted. Alright, I'm gonna just jump to 2 Timothy. Slakia. I was mistaken. 2 Timothy 4:2. Let's get 2 Timothy 4:2. Alright, it's 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 2. Preach the word, be instant in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. I'm pretty sure I brought this out in my last video. You know that I made how the elders and the apostles, which apostle just means sent forth, but the elders and apostles, their job is to reprove people when they're wrong or when they're going off. So if you're asking a question that seems to be contrary or tries to come against the doctrine, then they're going to reprove you and they're going to even rebuke you. But in no way, shape, or form does that mean that they're trying to come at you. Alright? Shit, I got some deja vu, man. Yeah, Slovakia. But I just got some deja vu. Excuse me. It's a weird feeling. Alright. But I'm gonna get Luke 9:62. Luke chapter 9, verse 62. And Yahushua said unto him, No man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of Yahweh. Slacky. So if you put your hand to this plow, if you do this work, if you put your faith in this truth, if you put your faith in the true name Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and you look back, then you're not fit for the kingdom of Yahweh, the kingdom of God. All right, you're not fit for that. All right, it's not for you. All right, you don't belong here. But if you carry on with all your strength and pray, sometimes you might hiccup a little bit, or you might fall a little bit, but that's just all the reason to pray to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, because He's the only one that can pick you up. All right, but I'm ending the lesson here. I think it's gone on long enough. All right, Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, the blind, the elders and apostles, for teaching me His truth and real will. Salutations to the hopeful elect throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom, Labakarim, Wabarakim, Shaya Sharala. That's peace and blessings to the nation of Israel. In the last one, the holy tongue. This is Ashak Bashian. Shalom.